Do you know the exact costs of running your Amazon FBA business? If you don't use the right tools to calculate the fees and costs involved in selling products, you might be hurting your profits without even knowing it. In this video, you will learn about a customizable tool by FeedbackWiz to monitor your product level profits in real time. Continue to watch this video to know how to use it.
Hi, thank you so much for joining me today on OrangeClick YouTube channel to talk about profit analytics case study you have done. So before we go that, could you first introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about your background?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Chaim Morgan. Some people out there may recognize me as the guy from Refund Sniper, which is a company that specializes in refunds and reimbursements for Amazon sellers and vendors. I've been with that company for 2.5 years. About 7 months ago, Refund Sniper was acquired by a company called 3Cults, a venture capital-backed company based in the UK that is basically building the most powerful platform and changing the way Amazon businesses scale. So we're acquiring various Amazon SaaS businesses in the industry and merging them all together to be able to create this really powerful platform that is going to, really help the way Amazon businesses scale. I would think of it almost as the Adobe for Amazon sellers, where there's all types of different products that can be turned on, turned off, etc. Now, the reason why I'm talking today about the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool is because more recently, FeedbackWiz was also acquired by 3Cults.
All right, thank you very much for clarifying, because FeedbackWiz isn't a new tool for our audience. We have done many videos over the tool and different features it has during the last years. Yeah, we're excited to hear about profit analytics case study. So you can go ahead, share your screen, and we are ready for you.
All right, fantastic. So today we're going to be focusing on the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool, which is a tool that is one of the newer tools in the FeedbackWiz product suite. FeedbackWiz, its foundation is in the review generating space. And more recently, the product that was rolled out was the profit analytics tool. Really powerful tool. So we're going to focus today on a case study that will help listeners out there gain some insight into how powerful this tool really is and what it can do to accomplish things to help them grow profitably in their Amazon business. So Shanshan Fu is a customer of FeedbackWiz using the profit analytics tool, and she was able to increase her profit margins overall by 15% by utilizing this profit analytics tool by FeedbackWiz. And we're going to dive into that and discuss how. So we'll have a intro to the product. We're going to go through the case study, and then we'll have some closing remarks. So what is the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool? So the profit analytics tool by FeedbackWiz is a customizable tool that is able to calculate product level profit in real time based on Amazon data without requiring too much investment on your end at all from a manual perspective, and really is able to give you a deep insight into your product level profits by ASIN, by child, by grouping, and we'll see how powerful it really is and how deep it can go. So we know that Amazon data is spread out all over the place. There's so many different data touch points when it comes to being able to figure out your actual profitability, and the manual amount of time that is spent by downloading and piecing together all those manual reports and then combining them all into one master spreadsheet just for one product alone is overwhelming, exhausting, and not always, followed through properly. And that's where cracks tend to form sometimes that could lead to lack of profitability. So by having a powerful tool that's able to give you that in-depth insight in real time by the click of a button, just like that, that is super powerful and really helps in overall profitability. So Shanshan Fu is a designer. She designs her own cutting edge collection of products and apparel. And the success of her business, of her FBA business, as it grew, meant that her product line was expanding, and with that, obviously, a growing portfolio of ASINs based on various colors, sizes, and this is an apparel space specifically. So the growth was quite large in terms of breaking that down into parent ASINs, child ASINs, et cetera. And you can imagine how that grows out, as a company, how that expanded. And Qian Fu herself didn't have the bandwidth really to really monitor in depth the performance of each one, and that led obviously to issues of perhaps lack of profitability overall and lack of insight into how the business is actually doing. So once she was able to utilize the FeedbackWiz Profits tool, she was able to create and automate profitability across her entire inventory line. So the ability with the FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool, the ability to create like customized groups within the catalog of all child ASINs based on so many different points, such as you can group things by color, you can group things by size, you can group things by anything that you really want. And you're also able to set up alerts based on ASINs and based on different groups, which can give you real insight into the performance level of listing by listing or group by group, or some other way that however you choose to group things, whether it's based on size or whatever it is that you're selling, specifically in your category, you'd be able to get analytics into those groups overall, or down to a product by product, literally listing by listing basis. And what Qian Fu found is that just by activating this tool and actually using it on a regular basis, she was able to increase her overall profit margins by 15% in just a few months, which is no small number, obviously. So the time savings that Qian Fu says she spent in data mining all this data manually and putting it together into her own spreadsheets saved about 75% time-wise. The amount of time she had to spend on the FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool was 75% less than what she spent actually doing all this manually. That 75% savings in data mining time led to an increase in profit margins by 15% as well. So not only are you saving time-wise by using this product and thereby freeing up time to do other things to help grow your business and focus on actual business growth, you're also able to do it in a more effective way, which leads to obviously a nice increase in profit margins. To quote Qian Fu's words herself, FeedbackWiz automatically populates and allows me to customize the metrics I want to see every day. I no longer have to manually combine data from multiple Seller Central reports. I can easily set up alerts on my margins and revenues across products and categories of my choosing, allowing me to make data-oriented decisions on the fly. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into the problems that Qian was facing, and then we can focus on the context of the actual solution that the FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool provides in this situation. So, like we mentioned before, Qian's background is strong in product creation, creativity, actually designing her product line, etc. And therefore, she's really heavily involved in the product development and design design side of things. And that takes away the time that she has available from being able to focus on, downloading all the various reports from Amazon, piecing them all together. And because she was focusing so heavily using her skills at actually expanding her product line and her business and the creativity side of things, so the business side of things in FBA, and this is really a problem across the board in the Amazon world, that when it comes to somebody who's growing an Amazon business and you really focus on growing the business side of things, whether it's growing your product line, whether it's sourcing new product, etc., having to actually do the manual downloading of all the data and piecing it all together to try to figure out, am I actually making money or not, becomes time consuming and takes away from actually growing the business. So what Chan Chan Fu realized is that she actually needed additional resources to give her that insight into the product profitability of her business, and help her make more efficient business decisions. So she didn't have enough resources, to pull down the reports from Amazon on a regular basis and piece them all together. And also, even just, it takes a lot of time, and you may spend some time on it now and get all your ducks in a row, and then you don't follow through with it the next month because you get so busy bringing in a couple new product lines, or it's now Q4 and holiday season, and then things tend to fall into that wasteland during that period. So it's not either consistent. And obviously, if you don't have, the reason that anybody is selling on Amazon or selling at all is obviously to grow a business and make profit. And if you don't have insight into your actual, product profitability and business profitability across your product catalog, especially, so you could be making lots of money on one listing or one SKU or one variation, and then bleeding out on another one without even realizing it. And then everybody's just basically wasting time. So that was the context of the problem. The solution obviously was that Chan Chan Fu chose to work with FeedbackWiz to streamline her profit analytics using the profit analytics tool. So Chan Chan didn't come across FeedbackWiz looking specifically for a profit analytics tool. She came across FeedbackWiz while searching for a software to help automate communications for customer reviews, which, like I mentioned in the beginning, that is FeedbackWiz's bread and butter. That's where we got started with. But then once she was in there, she discovered that FeedbackWiz also now offers one of the most advanced profit and accounting tools for Amazon sellers out there. And in contrast to other solutions on the market similar to this, FeedbackWiz really allowed Chan Chan to take full advantage of the Amazon data and use it in practice, allowing her to see various trends across different groups, specific ASINs, different variations in sizing and color, or other types of variations across specific time lengths as well. So you can compare one time length to the next time length, and really be able to get that hey, am I growing, month over month? Am I growing, year over year? You're really able to break it down in a way that gives so much variation into the way you break down this tool that really gives you deep insight into any way you choose to customize it. So obviously, armed with these goals and targets for each product, this certainly helped Chan Chan tremendously to fully track her profitability. So when you work with the FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool, there's a lot of different ways that you can use the tool to create that deep insight. There's customized ASIN grouping. So let's just say you have a catalog of 20 ASINs, and each of those 20 ASINs has a couple child ASINs. And again, I'm using the child ASINs just as a more complicated scenario, but you could just have 20 ASINs as well without any child ASINs, and all the same thing applies. But I'm trying to show that it can really it's very useful even in cases where things are more complicated, such as if you have multiple child SKUs to various parents. So you can group various ASINs by color, by size, or by anything else. There's something that you can do called like tagging different products, and you can create these labels for different products to put them into one group. And then you can take that group and pull the product profit analytics based on a specific listing or based on a specific group. So let's just say that I want to see how all my red products are doing, or how all my blue products are doing. Does this color perform better than this color? Or does this size perform better than this size in this product versus this product? So not only can you compare, can you view the product profitability within a group, so you can see it by the ASIN level, you can see it by the group level, and then you can also compare various groups to each other. So I can pull up the product profitability over a certain amount of time for the red group versus the blue group and compare those two things and say, hey, I see I'm making a lot more money, selling the red color versus selling the blue color. I should probably focus more resources into growing that color or that variation or that size or whatever it is versus spending any more resources on this one. Or you can pull things and see that you're actually losing money in certain areas and then say, hey, I'm going to kill that so I don't bleed out things where I'm growing to things where I'm losing on. And this insight and being able to have it so customized really can take your Amazon business to the next level of profitability. Also, FeedbackWiz will automatically aggregate and sort your best and worst performing products across any metric. So each day you can open that dashboard and you can see, hey, what's doing the best over this amount of time, last 7 days, the last month, the last 30 days, et cetera, and what is not performing so well, and where do I need to be able to focus more efforts. So this ones are flying off the charts. That's okay. I don't have to focus on that right now, but let me see what can I do to actually improve, other listings. Do I have to update photos? Do I have to, what do I need to do to be able to make things better in other areas? Also, as obviously the marketplace expands into lots of foreign markets, so there's foreign currencies and all types of data that needs, you want to be able to see, am I making money when I'm selling, in euros or in pounds or in any other currency. So what's cool is that the FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool, if let's just say your home-based currency is US dollars, it'll take the data that's coming through from all those different marketplaces and automatically convert it in real time into US dollars. So it's no longer anymore relying on, having to calculate things and see, I could just see in a minute. And then you can also compare, marketplace versus marketplace. So I can actually take my UK data or my EU data, translate that into US dollars, and then say, am I making money in those, in selling in those marketplaces, or does it not make sense to invest anymore there? Like this, you could really take your resources that are available to you and instead of blindly throwing a bunch of darts against the wall and catching what sticks, you can really weed out what is not working and grow what is working. So thereby allocating resources to be able to grow the business in the most profitable way possible. You also can create custom reports. Now, what's really cool here with FeedbackWiz Profit Analytics tool is you can upload your own COGS and to the tool, and you can break that down based on ASIN, based on listing, and just overall business COGS. So you can start putting in things as detailed as your internet, your rent, your product shipping. Is that on an ASIN level? Is that on a couple versus over a couple products? Every time you send in a shipment, you can really add in your COGS and expenses, and it's going to merge that together with your Amazon fees and your settlement reports. And when it lays that all out for you, it's so beautiful because now you're no longer taking just that Amazon data and saying, okay, well, let me take that data and now I got to figure it out with all my data from, let's just say, QuickBooks or whatever it is, where I'm putting all my own COGS and the own business expenses. You can really have everything in one place and look at that bottom line and say, hey, are we making money? Are we not making money? And if we're not, how do we grow this to actually make more money? Or where can we focus our resources to be most successful? Another really cool feature is with FeedbackWiz Profits, you can set up customized alerts that are based on product order. Obviously, the one, we have review and feedback, but listing and also profits related metrics. So the one feature that really sets FeedbackWiz apart from other monitoring softwares is the ability to be able to set a numerical or percentage threshold on any ASIN when things change based on that numerical or percentage threshold. So I can say, I know what my margins are for this and this product. If I see my profitability come down below 10% or whatever it is, then I need to be alerted about that immediately so I can figure out what can I do to fix that and mitigate my issues. See, because when you do this manually, it could take so long for you to actually identify a problem, and then until you're able to react to it, you may have lost so much. But with this type of tool, it gives you that data information at your fingertips. Not only at your fingertips, but it'll push an alert to you to let you know, hey, you must check this out because you set that threshold at, I need to be making 15% profit based on my COGS and all the information I put in there, and now it's only down to 10% or 12%, and it's dropped below my threshold. I need to check out what's wrong. Do I need to update images? Maybe I updated a product image recently and now that's adversely affecting sales. And I need to know about that ASAP to put things back to the way they were, et cetera. So it really gives you all that data in real time. Profit-related alert functionalities would be based on revenue, based on costs, based on your net profits, and based on your margins. So those are the type of alerts that you can set up to be able to receive. And again, it could be based on a group, based on specific listings, or based on any other variations that you're looking at. So the results are ultimately that by using the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool, Shan was able to improve her profit margins by 15% and save herself 75% of her time that she was spending on doing this process manually. So that is the case study of Shan Fu with the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool. And I hope that was clear. And we're going to be doing another video together with Augustus afterwards of really walking through the actual dashboard and the tool and seeing what that looks like, so you can really take that and visualize how powerful this product really is.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing this case study. I think it's a really different approach how to explain why using some tools is so important, but it gives like so many details and so much information, like basically paints the picture why and how one tool can actually change the life of an Amazon seller, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely very well said. Correct.
So yeah, there will be another video which will be a demo of the tool itself, but I wanted to ask, so how usually sellers are, so you mentioned, I think, a couple of times that usually sellers just have a spreadsheet, but how they are actually calculating everything together, because as you mentioned, it's not only about calculating your manufacturing costs or product package cost, it's actually so much more that's involved into the costs and profits and everything. So if they're doing manually, I imagine it's just hundreds of reports and like Google Sheets probably.
Yes, it absolutely is. And not only is it that way, but many times it's either not being done at all because it's so overwhelming. To be quite honest, my background prior to joining Refund Sniper, which I mentioned in the beginning a couple years ago, is that I oversaw the Amazon sales. I was a buyer for a pet supplies business, and I oversaw the Amazon sales as well. And I built up a private label brand for them that ultimately got sold. And I wish today, in hindsight, I wish back then that I had something like the FeedbackWiz profit analytics tool, because I know for myself back then that I just was focusing on growing the business, sourcing new product, creating a brand, really working on building up that business. And that really didn't allow me for any time to actually see where and when I'm making money. And I probably was making money on certain SKUs and then losing on other SKUs and bleeding out the other side, when if I could have just mitigated all those risks, the business could have grown even more exponentially than it actually did. So it's something that I almost wish from personal experience I could have had back then in hindsight. So now that it's there, I certainly encourage people to take advantage of it.
Yeah, sounds really good indeed. So I guess a lot of people are now interested in learning more, even if after watching the demo video, which we will record with you. So can you once more explain now what's the best way how to find more information about FeedbackWiz and all of the different features? And maybe can you once more highlight like what other tools FeedbackWiz has?
Sure, absolutely. So FeedbackWiz, like I mentioned before, was acquired a little while ago by 3Colts. So part of the overall 3Colt suite, FeedbackWiz is now one of the tools in the 3Colt suite. So I highly encourage anybody to check out 3Colts in general, which now has all these various products under its brand that are super powerful at really helping Amazon businesses scale in various different ways. Products obviously like FeedbackWiz, which has the feedback automation, as well as now the profit analytics tool and alerts. Products like Mindwise, which offer alerts in different areas of that. Products like Refund Sniper, which can assist with refunds and reimbursements, making sure that you're not losing any profits in that space as well. So there's a lot of different tools, and I encourage people to check out 3Colts in general. And specifically when it comes to FeedbackWiz, I highly encourage checking out the mainstay product of FeedbackWiz, which is the feedback generation tool. And then once you're in there, you sign up as well for the profit analytics tool, and you can add that to your dashboard as well. So basically the dashboard sort of like expands once you add in those other products as well. And it really gives you that in-depth visibility. So you can check that out by going to feedbackwiz.com. You can find it by going to 3Colts.com and checking that out. And you can find the FeedbackWiz tab there and click on it and arrive at their website through there as well.
All right. Sounds really good. So thanks again for joining me and for sharing this great case study you did with one of the Amazon sellers. And we wish good luck in the business.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to present. Thank you so much.
I hope this video was helpful for you to understand the importance of monitoring your FBA costs very carefully. If you want to try this tool for yourself, try FeedbackWiz with a special offer and the link which you will find below in the video description. And also don't forget to hit like button and subscribe below in this video player. So subscribe and like. And now I recommend you to watch other video where experts from Getida are sharing how to use Amazon reimbursements to increase your business profits.